The air inside the Esprit Arena in Düsseldorf was electric. On November 28, 2015, the world witnessed two titans of heavyweight boxing prepare for war. On one side stood Wladimir Klitschko, the dominant Ukrainian champion who ruled the division for over a decade, a man who defended his titles 18 times, crushing challenger after challenger with cold precision. On the other side stood a towering, unpredictable, and unorthodox Englishman, Tyson Fury, a 6'9" giant from Manchester, a man many believed was all talk, a clown unworthy of dethroning a legend. The stakes were monumental. The WBA, IBF, WBO, IBO, and the ring heavyweight titles were all on the line. The arena roared as 50,000 fans waited, split between loyalty and disbelief. Fury danced to the ring, singing and smiling, mocking Klitschko's icy composure. The mind games had begun long before the first bell. As the opening round started, both fighters circled cautiously, testing each other's timing. Klitschko stayed patient, his left jab searching for distance, while Fury switched stances effortlessly, taunting, twitching, and throwing feints that disrupted the champion's rhythm. It was a chess match, not a slugfest. Klitschko, known for controlling fights, suddenly found himself out of range, struggling to land clean punches. Fury's confidence grew with every second. By the end of round one, the crowd knew something was different. The seemingly invincible Klitschko wasn't dictating the pace. Fury, the wild outsider, had entered the champion's house, and he was not intimidated. This wasn't going to be an ordinary night in boxing. This was the beginning of a heavyweight earthquake. By the third round, it was clear Tyson Fury wasn't just fighting Klitschko, he was dismantling him mentally. Every feint, every head movement, every playful grin forced the champion out of his comfort zone. Klitschko, usually a machine of precision, looked hesitant. His jab, the weapon that dominated heavyweights for a decade, was neutralized by Fury's reach, movement, and constant switching between orthodox and southpaw. The challenger's strategy was brilliant. Frustrate the champion, make him uncomfortable, and keep him guessing. Between rounds, Klitschko's corner shouted instructions, urging him to let his hands go. But Fury's unpredictable rhythm made timing impossible. He wasn't just boxing, he was performing psychological warfare. By round 5, Fury began talking to Klitschko mid-fight, smirking after slipping punches, and even sticking out his tongue. The crowd roared every time the Englishman taunted the champion, and you could sense the tension rising. Klitschko's eyes showed frustration. He tried to launch combinations, but Fury's long arms and upper body movement made him miss repeatedly. The audience started sensing the unthinkable. Wladimir Klitschko, the untouchable king, was losing control. Fury's awkward angles forced him to reset constantly, and every time he looked to counter, Fury stepped out of range, teasing him with jabs and hooks from unexpected positions. The commentators began whispering it. The champion wasn't leading the fight, he was chasing it. It wasn't about power yet, it was about dominance, control, and patience. Tyson Fury was winning that battle. Somewhere in the crowd, Klitschko's long reign of terror suddenly looked fragile, and Fury knew it. This wasn't just about throwing punches. This was about breaking the will of a champion, one feint at a time. By the 7th round, the tension inside the Esprit Arena was unbearable. The chants of Klitschko, Klitschko echoed, but they were drowned out by Tyson Fury's swagger. He wasn't slowing down, he was getting stronger. His footwork was unpredictable, his rhythm chaotic, and his confidence unshakable. Klitschko, once known for controlling distance with robotic precision, now looked lost. Every time he tried to fire his famous 1-2 combination, Fury slipped, ducked, or leaned just out of range, countering with sharp jabs and looping right hands. Fury wasn't landing knockout shots, but he was scoring, frustrating and humiliating the longtime champion in front of the world. The 8th round was the clearest sign yet. Klitschko's face showed swelling, and his timing was completely broken. Fury sensed weakness. He clapped his gloves together, shouted at Klitschko to come on, and even raised his hands mid-round, daring the Ukrainian legend to hit him. But Klitschko couldn't find him. The judges were watching closely, and Fury's work was becoming undeniable. He controlled the pace, dictated the range, and even started throwing combinations in bursts, forcing Klitschko onto the back foot, something boxing fans hadn't seen in over a decade. The champion's corner urged him to take risks, but Klitschko hesitated. The younger, taller, hungrier man was forcing him into unfamiliar territory. By the end of round 8, it became obvious. This wasn't going to be another dominant Klitschko performance. Tyson Fury wasn't just challenging the king, he was dismantling him, piece by piece. And somewhere deep inside, even Wladimir knew the crown was slipping. Entering round 10, the stakes had never been higher. Tyson Fury was ahead on the scorecards, but Wladimir Klitschko wasn't going down without a fight. For the first time in the bout, the Ukrainian legend opened up, launching quick combinations, looking to land that one perfect right hand that had ended so many careers. But Fury, he refused to be caught. Every time Klitschko lunged forward, Fury's head movement kept him safe, and his reach advantage allowed him to answer back with stiff, snapping jabs. Fury's rhythm, twitching, switching stances, throwing shots from impossible angles, kept the champion guessing. The 11th round was brutal. The crowd roared as Klitschko finally landed a solid left hook, his best punch of the fight. Fury stumbled slightly, but smiled back, sticking out his tongue, mocking the power that had crushed so many before him. The arena erupted. Klitschko smelled blood pushing forward, but Fury tied him up in the clinch, leaning his massive 6'9" frame onto the champion, draining his energy with every second. By now, Klitschko was desperate. His corner shouted, his fans screamed, but his timing was gone. Fury's strategy was flawless. Confuse, frustrate, and exhaust the champion until the final bell. As the 11th round ended, sweat poured from both men, but their expressions told two different stories. Fury looked alive, smiling through his mouth guard, bouncing on his toes, while Klitschko looked tired, drained, and unsure. There was only one round left, one chance for the defending champion to keep his throne, and one chance for the challenger to complete the upset of the decade. The heavyweight world was seconds away from a seismic shift. The 12th and final round began under a storm of noise. Tyson Fury's fans were chanting, sensing history, while Klitschko's supporters screamed for a miracle. This was it. 3 minutes to decide the heavyweight king of the world. Klitschko came out with urgency, firing his right hand with everything he had left. Fury, calm and composed, slipped, blocked, and countered. Every time Klitschko missed, the crowd gasped. Every time Fury landed, the arena roared louder. The underdog. The man mocked, doubted, and underestimated was just minutes away from ending an empire. Midway through the round, Fury unleashed a flurry. Jab, right hand, left hook, rocking Klitschko back against the ropes. The champion held on, trying to find one last opening, but his legs were heavy, his reflexes slowed. Fury kept moving, taunting and controlling the distance perfectly. Then, with just 30 seconds left, Klitschko launched his final desperate assault. He threw everything he had, wild hooks, overhands, and looping rights. But Fury's defense held strong. He clinched, leaned, slipped, and tied him up. Time was running out. The bell rang. The fight was over. Tyson Fury raised his arms in triumph, collapsing to his knees as the crowd exploded. When the judges read the scorecards, 115 to 112, 115 to 112, 116 to 111, the arena shook with history. Tyson Fury had done it. He had defeated Wladimir Klitschko, ending his 11-year reign and becoming the new unified heavyweight champion of the world. The upset was complete. The impossible became reality. That night in Düsseldorf, Tyson Fury didn't just win a fight. He changed the heavyweight division forever. A new era had begun.